Could you introduce us to your characters in the series and what attracted you to this project? Greg, do you want to kick us off?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Gregg Sulkin. I play Grant. I'm pretty smart. I think what attracted to me most about playing Grant was a few things. One, he's so honest, he's so lovable, and sort of what you see is what you get. And also, I had a challenge on my hand, which was, the writers basically said to me, "Are you ready to get in shape? Are you willing to get in shape for the role?" And I said, "Yeah." They said, "No, like." Really in shape, and then yeah, I didn't have any other choice because the contract was signed. So definitely getting in shape was a challenge for sure.
How about you, Cinthya?
Well, definitely just getting the chance to work with such incredible producers and writers, such a big fan of them and their work, especially, Pamela Fryman, who's such a legend. I loved the script from day one. It reminded me of the sitcoms that I loved. I felt like I was reading or watching an episode of Friends, and it was my dream to work on a sitcom like this. But I mean, Solana is just such a kick-ass character. She's this like super headstrong, stubborn, ambitious lawyer who's somewhere along her law journey goes off and becomes a healer, and it's still kind of up in the air whether or not she's really good at it or not. And that's really funny. It's fun. I've had so much fun playing Solana. I think she's an awesome character.
How about you, Michael?
Yeah, for me, it's really similar to Cinthya. I read the script and just thought, oh my God, this is so funny and silly. The jokes are dumb. And I mean that in the best way, just like dumb jokes. That makes me laugh, especially in the sitcom form. I think the bigger, the better, just sort of like go for it. And, I hope we achieve that. I certainly laughed a lot making the show. And, it was such a welcome change of pace from lockdown in New York, getting to fly to LA and be on the lot and just laugh all day. It's awesome.
Greg, you're the founder of Gridlock, and the company's mission is to help others break through, which we see as part of Grant's storyline this season. Was that something you collaborated with the writers about? Did that help you connect to the character on a deeper level?
No, but what was coincidental was I actually started Gridlock before I started the show, and my first T-shirt that we made at Gridlock was called the Grant T. My brother's name in real life is actually Grant, and so it was named after him. And so it was meant to be. I felt that I'm playing a character called Grant. So yeah, it was definitely a character that I wanted to play. I feel very connected to Grant. He's a very fun character to play. I feel very privileged to have the opportunity, to be honest. I've always wanted to be on a Netflix multicam, and so that dream is now a reality. And I think we all did a decent job, and I'm really excited for people to see it.
And Cinthya, you're known for the dynamic roles you've brought to life on the screen. What has it been like getting to dive back into comedy?
Well, I had a little taste of comedy in one of my very first series years ago, like 6 years ago, and I got a little taste of it, but I didn't really get the chance to do it again until now. Like I said, this is my very first sitcom, my very first multicam, and it was a dream job for me because I grew up watching all of these 90s sitcoms that I am still obsessed with. This was such a big challenge in so many ways because it wasn't something that I had ever done before, and I was working with some sitcom assassins over here, and just working with such a great group of producers and writers and cast and all around crew. It was incredible. I learned so much. It was more challenging than anything I've ever done, to be honest. Sometimes I think people will look at drama and think that that's the most challenging because it's pain and it's, you're crying or you're dealing with death, but comedy is actually pretty hard. I think real talent in comedy is just genius. And I got to witness it every day, and I got to laugh, and I had a good time, and I worked with lovely people, and the show was just a lot of fun. If we laughed, hopefully we can make you laugh as well, and that's the goal.
Michael, you have a theater background, and on the stage, everything needs to be more outward and amplified. Did you draw on your past experience when building this character?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, every job informs the next. And what was so fun about working on sitcom, it's also my first sitcom, was the kind of the hybrid of the two, having to find sort of the broadness and the size, but remember that there are certain beats that are going to play better if they're smaller, and finding those sort of like the levels and playing with those levels. I remember our incredible, as Cinthya said, legendary director Pamela Fryman. She would always, she started to come up to me. She would get to the point with the notes where she would just come up to me between takes and be like, okay, 7, or she'd be like 4, you know, she'd be like 10, 10, 10, you know, and that kind of like give and take of size and scale was like really fun, really challenging, but definitely fun. And the theater helps. I think theater always helps, no matter what kind of acting you're doing. Learning how to, you know, slog through a play 8 shows a week for potentially years really teaches you some very useful techniques.
And you're so fantastic at it, Michael. Jesus.
Oh, stop.
Just
yeah,
so.
it's funny. Michael says that it's his first multicam, but after having done theater, you can tell like Michael has it. So it's
guys, stop. No, thank you guys. But yeah, I think we're all really wonderfully daring on this show, and we just try to go for the laugh, you know. And that's again, like they made me laugh. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, it was the best. It was such a fun time.